I have so many beanies, but that's like in my never get rid of pile.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's this one that I'm wearing, that one, and then like a gray one.
Yeah, what's that one you're wearing?
Oh, the one I'm wearing is my lucky beanie.
Which leads into our next topic.
Bada boom! Segues.
My topic is about luck, and I think we should start with Matt's beanie.
My beanie? You want to kick this off with that? Yeah. All right, so this is a lucky beanie. It's 100% positive. It's fact now because there's just too much evidence for it to not be true.
Yeah, it's not even funny. Like the first couple coincidences, like it was like, oh, he's got the crazy lucky beanie, but now it's just like, yeah, of course he's wearing the beanie. That would happen.
Okay, so many things have happened to me while wearing this beanie. I'm just gonna like truncate them into the ones that I remember and that are probably the most major.
Yeah, just do like the first 100.
Yeah, I'll do the Cliff Notes version. So sophomore year of college, me and Brayden we're our roommates, new friends, right? Mm-hmm. And we're gonna be like, all right, Brayden really wanted a jacket, and we're like, let's go to H&M because they got really cheap stuff and it looks cool. So we go to H&M down in the South Coast Plaza, which is a city-sized mall that I get lost in every single time. And we finally find the H&M after hours of
the second search. H&M, the one with the boys section.
Yeah, we couldn't find anything that fit us in the first one.
Because there are 2 H&Ms in that mall. On opposite ends.
As it should be. One's the H, one's the M.
One's for honeys, one's for men. And
Nice.
So we find the one that's for us. And we're walking around, Brayden's trying on his jackets, and I'm just kind of perusing, and I see this beanie, the one that I'm wearing, right? And it's on like a little mannequin. And I'm like, that's a nice beanie. I like that beanie there. And so I pick it up, and I'm like, it's comfy, it feels nice, try it on, like how it fits. It's not like super tight, it's still warm though, form-fitting.
I now have $100 in my pocket somehow?
No, that's the thing though. This was like the main point though, because I look at, usually beanies are like sometimes $20 depending on where you go. Look at this one, $4.99.
Wow.
How can I say no? And so I buy the beanie just on a whim, and like, oh, I like it, it's comfy. And now here's where it gets good. So this beanie pretty much got me my first job. So I'm in Long Beach, and I'm like, I need a job. I have no money. I just spent my last $5 on this stupid beanie. And so where we lived in the dorms, right across the parking lot is a Japanese garden, right? And it's part of the university, so it's a super cushy job. Andy works there currently. And I'm like, you know what? I'll try there first, just to see if anything pans out. So I walk up wearing this beanie, and I grab a job application, and then I fill it out, and I come back into the office, and I speak to the boss lady and the other like the other employee that was there, and I'm like, hey, this is my application. Could I, apply to work here? Excuse me. And she was basically like, oh yeah, let me see that here. Oh, what's your name? Oh, I'm Matt. Oh, hello, I'm Allison. Nice to meet you. Blah blah blah. I like your beanie. I'm like, oh, thank you very much.
I'd like to see that beanie every day. You're hired.
Basically, she was like, okay, cool, sets it down. What's your schedule like this Monday? I'm pretty much free. Why? Okay, cool, come by then and we'll train you.
Wow, it was that simple?
Basically, yeah.
Dang.
And I was like, wow. Okay, thank you very much. And so I walk away, and I don't know why this came into my mind, but I was like, she mentioned my beanie. Maybe it's a lucky beanie. Just pure random thought. I put it out of my mind as soon as I said that. And then
Little did he know.
Little did I know. I gotta preface this. These are gonna sound made up. I promise on the life of myself and literally everybody in existence, every single one of these happened. I can't stress that enough to all of you out there. So
all 5 of you.
Hey, we got up in some numbers recently.
Yeah.
I digress.
6.
Yeah.
Woo!
And so I go to class the next day, and I'm on the wait list for one, and I need to get in, right? And I need this class for my major. And so I walk in, and it's myself and like 5 other people that are there on the wait list. And I was like number 12, so I'm like, okay, there's no way I'm getting in. And so I'm just sitting in the class, right? And the teacher walks in, and he was basically, okay, who's here from the wait list? We all raise our hands. And he says, okay, so the only way I can really make this fair for everybody that's here is if I just draw names out of a hat. I'm sorry if it's that barbaric, but that's just how I'm going to do it. Looks at me and goes, can I borrow your hat? I was wearing this beanie.
Oh, that's not fair. It's not fair to use that beanie. That beanie has a bias.
But did you know it was lucky at this point?
No, this is the second. This is the
Okay.
second attempt. So this is I'm still very ignorant.
You're wearing the sorting hat.
And which, by the way,
Did he know you were on the wait list at the
yeah,
time?
I raised my hand,
Oh, okay.
Pay attention, Andy.
and I was
My
just,
bad.
I was just the closest one to him that was wearing a hat. And so I give him my beanie. I'm like, here, take it. And so we all write our names down. He puts them in the hat. And what, Brayden?
Pulls out a name. Matt, you're in the class. Matt, you're in the. They're all Matt.
I wouldn't have been too surprised.
You
At least,
sly
at
pussy.
least at this point. So he gives my hat. We all put our names in it. First name he draws is some girl. I forget her name, but like, okay, sweating bullets. Need this class. Come on. And he's like, reaches deep in there, mixes it up. Second name, Matt Sagisi.
Hey.
Like, hey, that's me. And so I got in the class, and I'm like, yep, cool, in the class. Still not 100% convinced. I just think back. I'm like, oh, cool. Maybe it is lucky. Fast forward.
This is when you start telling me about it, though.
Yeah, this is when I start telling Brayden about it.
You're detecting the pattern.
Yeah. Fast forward like maybe a couple of weeks. Maybe not even that. Maybe like 1 week. And it's my first like exam in my government class. And I'm like, oh shoot, I need to buy Scantrons for that. I totally forgot. Oh, I'll get them on the way to class. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. I'm just kind of meandering my way to my first class in the day, and I'm by, if you've seen Cal State Long Beach, we have a big blue pyramid. That's our gym. And I'm walking by that, and I look down, and there is a full pack of Scantrons just on the ground. Like, they're open, but like they're there, and they're in mint condition. And I'm like, this is when I'm starting to become a believer. This is when I'm like, okay, this is kind of crazy.
Now I'm a believer.
I'm a believer. I can believe it if I try. And so I pick it up. Okay, this is where it starts to get scary. So I pick it up, right?
Then you saw her face.
Now I'm a believer. No, so I pick it up and I just put it in my bag, right? And I'm like, great. And so I'm on like on this high, right?
Yeah.
And so my classes go around, and then I'm in government, right? And I'm still like, okay, this beanie has to be lucky. I have to test this out. And so our teacher goes, okay, you're going to get 2 tests. One's a blue, one's a white. Whenever you get whatever color, make sure you write the color on your Scantron. And so I'm like, before he even starts handing them out, I'm like, I'm going to write down white. Just for no reason. I just pick it, just white. 50-50 shot. Why not? I'm talking to my friend Mari. You ready for this? No? Me either. Boom! I get handed a white test.
Hey.
And so I'm like, oh my God. Oh, okay. All right, here we go. And so I'm just taking this test, right? And I'm doing fairly well. There are a couple that I don't know, but I mental note them. I think it was like 5 or so that I don't know. I just guessed, right? And then after the test was over, me and my friend Mari leave, and Mari is a responsible student who studies and gets good grades.
What a nerd.
And so I'm talking to her after. I'm like, hey, do you happen to remember this question? What did you put for it? And she's like, oh, I put this, this, and this. If those questions were correct, and I think that they were because Mari is an incredibly reliable source, I guessed all of them correctly.
Hey.
And not even like based on anything. They were literally like, I'm just going to put B. Moving on. And so I'm like, oh my God, this beanie is amazing. For the same class, my government class, there were days where I was just like, nope, I don't want to go to this class now. Goodbye forever. And so I just went back to my dorm and didn't go to class. Every single time I did it like 4 times. I was wearing this beanie. Every single time, class was canceled. I didn't know that was going to happen. No one knew that was going to happen. But every single time it got canceled.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales.
Yeah, I did too. I'm living one right now. And
Speaking of, that's kind of a dick move to not tell your class is canceled.
yeah, I
Like
don't
just
know.
let them find out after driving to school.
Yeah, it was a dick move, but hey, guess who was okay?
The guy with the
The
beanie.
guy with the beanie. And there are countless others. But Brayden, tell your luck now, because I could keep going, but I'm gonna relinquish it.
No, you keep going. Because
sure?
mine is a story of the opposite of luck.
Oh, here's a sad.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
no, it's hilarious.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'll let you go
It's
next. too.
sad, hilarious. Okay, so I'll finish one real quick. So another time.
Give us
another
the
time.
best one.
So, okay, another one. This is fairly little, but this is another time I decided to test the power of the beanie. So I was sitting, my friends and were playing Magic the Gathering, and I don't know how to play that, so I'm just kind of watching them play. And so I grab like a handful of dice, 3 dice, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm wearing the lucky beanie. I'm just going to roll them randomly and see if maybe there's some kind of pattern that emerges that's really interesting to me or something like that. I know that's looking for, like, if you look for something, you're going to find it, as that old adage goes. But you can't not see these. So I'm going to tell you how they go. So I'm like, okay, cool. Just roll. See what happens. Roll the dice.
It was 666, wasn't it? That ain't luck, my friend.
The contract is complete.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing was like siphoning my life energy to make these things happen for me. I'm probably gonna live till I'm like 32.
Yeah, every good luck is 1 year off.
But so I roll the dice. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, wow, okay, that's kind of cool. Let's roll them again. 4, 5, 6. Okay.
How high do Magic the Gathering dice go? Is it just like regular? 6
6-sided die. Just regular old 6. My friends have 20-sided die because they're nerds, but they just had little 6-sided die.
Okay.
And I was like, or not 6, 6-sided die.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, all right, I'm gonna take one away.
7, 8, 9.
Oh God, what's real? And so I'm like, okay, roll it. 5. Okay, again, 5. Oh, third time. 5. Okay. Pick it up. Roll it. 5. Do I chance it? Do I go for another one? Do I go for a 5th?
Let it roll.
Pick the dice up. Close my eyes. Shake it up. Let go. Hear it rattle. It stops. 5. Oh, God. And then, okay, well, speaking of Magic the Gathering, just because this is another time I was wearing the beanie and something good happened to me, I was playing my friend Paul and my friend Cody in Magic the Gathering. It's the first time I've ever played, and I annihilated them.
Nice.
Just off of pure chance, right? Like, I had this,
He's playing by Yu-Gi-Oh rules.
Yeah, I got all the five cards of Exodia, and the game was over. Heart of the cards!
Just see like some new players like Uno.
Oh, we're playing Skip-Bo, right? But yeah, no. So it's oh God, I'm sure I'm forgetting some because so many have happened. But like I've gotten free food in this beanie. Like another one. So I went to Chipotle, right?
Just can't stop.
I'm
so
trying
many.
to stop. This just keeps happening whenever I wear the beanie, dude. I went to Chipotle for lunch one day, and I'm walking through, and I get there, and I was like, oh, can I have a burrito with, brown rice, pinto bean, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, can I get chicken? And she's like, oh, you sure you don't want steak? Because it's usually more money, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, she's just trying to get me to spend more money. I'm like, no, I'm
Dirty beef peddler.
Beef Peddler is the name of my favorite Andy's heavy metal bands, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Also my favorite porn parody of those bands. Anyway, so I'm like, just chicken is fine. Then I get all my other stuff. And then she's like, oh, do you want some guacamole? And I like getting guac on it. So I'm like, yeah, I'll get some guac. It's $1 extra. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, sure, it's fine. So she puts it on there. And then they're just trying to get me to spend all the money. They're like, hey, you want chips and a drink? And I'm like, no, it's okay. He's like, are you sure you don't want the chips and a drink? And in my mind, I'm like, they're just trying to get me to spend money. Like, no. Excuse me. And then I was like, no, like I'm okay, thanks. And then like, okay. They wrap it all up, put it in, roll it up, and they go, your burrito's on us today, sir. Boom. And they just set it down. And I'm like, okay. Pick it up, leave the store. I didn't ask because I didn't want to know. Maybe if I had asked, they'd have been like, oh, then never mind. And then just put it away.
Wait, no, that doesn't even make any sense to me.
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe they were doing maybe I was like their 15th customer of the day. Maybe I was like their 1000th of the year. Maybe it was a thing that was going on.
Just
I
really
have literally
good looking.
Well, that's a total possibility. But no, I literally have no idea. They gave me a free burrito for no reason.
There has to be a reason.
Well, there has to be.
They were acting like there was a reason.
I was wearing the beanie.
Okay, but why the questions? Why the steak and the guacamole and the chips questions?
I don't know. They were trying to be the homie. They were trying to get me to buy all the expensive stuff because it was going to be free. I'm assuming they all knew that. So
Okay.
I didn't ask. I just left with my free burrito,
That was probably a good move.
and it was delicious.
See, in my cynical mind, I thought it was going to be like, oh, as long as he spends over 10, he has to pay for it. But if it's under, he gets it for free. So we got to make sure he doesn't get the cheap stuff.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Damn it, 9:58.
Oh, so close. But yeah, there are just plenty of times where I've been doing something, and it works out really well for me somehow, and it's like really good, and I feel very happy, and then I walk away, and I realize that I'm wearing the beanie, and I'm like, oh yeah, why was I even worried? Like,
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't, like, choose for it to happen. It's just like,
yeah, I haven't.
you happen to be wearing the beanie, then it happens.
I haven't figured out how this ancient dark magic works. So
That's probably good.
Yeah.
You might break the spell that way.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm just gonna let sleeping dogs lie and just let this.
Oh, that's a good game.
Brayden likes the video game,
Walk on.
and let this keep
You're
washing over me.
racist.
All right, what's yours, Brayden? What's
Now
your
let's go with Andy.
Andy.
Andy, give me a luck story you've got, Andy.
Shoot, I probably should have been thinking of one this whole time.
Hey, you want to borrow this for quick?
I don't know if it
Brain blast.
transfers power.
Do the noodle dance real quick, Andy. Let's see what you get.
Yeah.
Wait.
Noodle.
Okay, hold on.
Use your
All right, so
noodle.
I remember they like put their hand up to their chin and they kind of
Okay.
like
Noodle.
foot tap.
Yeah.
Do the noodle
And
dance.
Let's just do like that 50s like.
Finger wag.
Yeah, well
Can I guess?
they each do something different.
Oh well, how can I do all three at the same time?
I don't know.
Huh?
I think it's lucky you've survived this long. To be completely
Yeah.
honest with you.
All right.
If we were to analyze your eating patterns and your lifespan,
Andy's diet of solely carbohydrates.
I still got negative cholesterol.
that's not a thing.
That is a thing.
That's definitely not a thing.
I give it to
You
peeps.
give your cholesterol to
Think of a story, Andy.
All right, I'm trying. In the meantime, you say yours.
Okay, well,
We'll vamp.
All right.
now I'll just go to mine because Andy's boring.
I'm not lucky. Okay, what's up?
Okay, so did you guys ever have black tie back in high school?
Black tie?
Yeah.
No, what's that?
So like they would have all the dances, and then they would have one where it was black tie.
That sounds depressing.
So instead of a dance, it was
A
like
funeral.
No, it was like casino night.
oh,
So everybody would go and they were like tuxedos and dressed fancy, and all the teachers would just be dealers for like poker and blackjack and all the other like casino games.
We didn't have that, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Let it ride.
I didn't actually do it right, but okay. But the great thing is, Grant and I went together. We went as like detectives from a movie or something. So we had like our weird detective outfits and like mustaches on. We had like aviators, and we found
nice.
our film teacher, and he was the dealer for blackjack. And
Hit me.
yeah, we went to that table, and he cared about that night as much as we did, which means very little. So everybody else is playing, and they get the rules like if you won a couple games, you get like a ticket or something, which you could then use in like a bunch of raffle booths they had.
Yeah.
But he didn't care. So like we started playing, and we'd be like, "Hit me," and he would just look at us and shake his head. We'd be like, "Hold," and then he would nod, and then we would win.
All right, you have 20. Hit me.
And that happened it happened the entire night because we were on a 600 game winning streak, and we're like, "Oh, we can't quit now."
Let it ride.
And other people are like, "We want to get in that table." And like, "Sorry guys, it's full." And we just keep playing like, "Hit me, hold," we're like, for the entire night. And after it ends, you're like,
me,
everybody gets
baby.
all their tickets, and he's like, "Okay, well, you guys just get these," and he just hands us the sealed new rolls of tickets. And it's like 2,000 tickets each. And we're like, "Okay, sweet. We're going to win every raffle." But then
Wow, that's not suspicious
but
at all.
But wait.
There's more.
The principal comes out, and he's like, "Okay, guys, you have 10 minutes to turn in all your tickets for the raffles you want."
Oh.
And we're like, "That's not enough time. I can't do that." Because you had to split it. You had to have the ticket you keep and the ticket you turn in.
Yeah.
But you had to tear everything twice because it was like double-sided tickets.
Yeah.
So Grant and I For like the first 5 minutes, we got like a quarter of the way done, and like, we're not gonna make it. This is too hard. And then we started.
We already have 50-1 odds. We need 100-1 odds.
So we started hiring people to help us tear our tickets. We're like, I'll give you 200 tickets if you help me tear these and turn in the rest for me.
Dude, you ran a ticket brothel.
I did, but
Sweet.
where
brothel was the wrong word.
where the luck comes
Yes.
in is like I'd put like a couple hundred tickets in every single raffle,
Uh-huh.
but every single person that I hired won. I didn't win anything,
Oh, you should have only done 100 tickets for them.
Oh, dude.
and that's the story of the unluckiest night of my life.
Wow.
Luckiest and unluckiest.
Wow.
I guess sucked, but it's so hilarious that I couldn't even be mad.
Oh my god, that's terrible. That's when I would have just killed him at that point.
Nah, it was dumb stuff. It was just like, oh, you get a free haircut or have a good flame broiler bowl. Free hot dog at an Angels game. Except the one kid who got like a week stay at a hotel, but
Oh.
I forget that. I try to forget that one existed.
Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you guys get for cheating. That's called karma.
We didn't cheat. We played by the rules of our table. I think the dealer cheated.
We played by our established rules. We had a poker night at Long Beach for like the week of welcome or whatever
Oh,
it was.
yeah.
I mean, that was actually fun, but I don't know really how to play any like poker game besides or gambling game besides blackjack.
Yeah, the key is to just yell, hit me,
Yeah, see,
until they do something for you.
yeah, I lost. I mean, it's all fake currency, but I lost and won a small fortune in that night.
I lost so many theoretical dollars.
I did, dude. The dealer felt so bad for me that he just kept handing me 500 currency chips. He's like, here, dude. Like, that was sad. And my goal that night was just to have like a huge pot of money and then just to go all in. That's all I wanted to do the entire night. And so I wound up at a poker table. Right now, I just sat down like mid game, like, all right, let's do this. And it was like they were on like the river of the Hold'em game.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, all right, cool. And I had nothing. I had goose egg, right? But I was just like, all in, baby. And so I pushed all my chips into the middle of the table.
All 3 chips.
No, I had that. Hey, big spender.
Let me show you
Rolls
guys
up
how
dressed
this
like
is
Colonel
done.
Sanders.
No, that's when I had. That's when I had a decent amount of my chips. That's why I had to carry them in my actual shirt.
Oh,
like
yeah.
You're carrying like you're carrying old Easter eggs.
Yeah, or
something
like you're walking out of all-you-can-eat buffet.
And that's when I was like, all in. I just fucked up everything because no one knew how much was in there. And then I was like, oh, all right, goodbye. I didn't know it. And then I left it then to sort it all out.
Don't even wait for your turn.
I had nothing.
You just drop all the money and walk away.
I had nothing. I had like a 2 and a 3 for my 2, and then I had nothing in the entire like in the river and the flop or in any of that jazz. So I'm like,
Haven't you ever heard of a poker face?
yeah, dude, my poker
Pop,
face.
pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, dude, my poker face was just to act confident until I didn't win, and then leave, and then have them sort out my garbage.
Yeah, the cojones on that guy.
Yeah,
Didn't even see what everybody else had. Just went all in.
yeah. Hey, you know what? Looking at one's cards is a crutch for players who rely on skill.
Yeah. It's for the weak.
My friend,
It's supposed to be a game of luck, Andy.
yeah. So my friend Paul was great because he knows how to play all these poker games, and my friend Trey has his birthday party every year is legendary because like his family goes all out for it because they bring his whole family over, and it's always themed. And one year it was poker themed, and half of his family apparently is some sort of like dealer of some kind, like whether it be coke or or blackjack or roulette. So they had all these different tables set up. And my friend Austin had never played blackjack before, but Paul had, and Paul was his advisor. But by advisor, I mean little devil on the shoulder, just telling him to do all the wrong things. And so he gets, Paul was like, all right, Austin, here's what you got to do. Whenever put a card in, just do this. And just tap the table. Because that means hit me, right? Just do this. That's all you got to do. And so Austin got 2 10s, which is 20. And then Paul goes, not hit that. This is the best part. Paul goes, oh, you got to split that, dude. You got to split that. Which is, if you don't know, it's where you split it and you can play 2 cards as you individually. Like you can have basically 2 hands.
Yeah.
If it's the same number, if you don't know.
Right.
But Paul was like, you got to split it. But it's 20. You don't split on a 20. But Paul's like, hey, you got to split that, dude. You got to split it. And then Austin looks
Rule
at
number
Paul.
2. Look what I can do. He's got a point.
He's got a point. And then Austin looks at Paul and goes like, really? You think it's good? Paul's like, yeah, dude, you got this. And then Austin looks at the dealer and goes, I'm going to split him. And the dealer goes, really? Looks back at Paul. Paul's just nodding affirmatively. He's like, yeah, I'm going to split him. Okay. Whoop. Bust. He's like, oh, man. Like, I could. And then the dealer was like, all right, for future reference, dude, that was 20. That was one away from what you want. You never split on a 20. And then Paul was like, or Austin was like, oh, God damn it, Paul. And he turns around and Paul's gone. Paul just ruined the man's night and left. And it was fantastic.
Freaking Paul.
See, Paul's great.
Like, every single Paul story that you have ever told ever
He dips.
always ends with me saying freaking Paul.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
great.
They end with him
is.
disappearing, and the other person's screwed. And then Andy finishes with freaking Paul.
But it is like so deserving. Like the things Paul does. Is
Yeah,
like,
Paul's great.
it's perfect.
So, Andy, what's your luck story?
Yeah.
All right, so I came up with something.
All right.
I don't know if it's
Made
worth-
it up on the spot.
Yeah.
I found a penny in my jeans once. It was great.
Found a penny on the floor. It was heads up, and I went to pick it up. It turned out to be 2 pennies.
2 hey pennies.
Hey, pennies.
All right, so yeah, okay. I don't know if this is luck or just holy magic that happened, but I was.
Is it weird that I first went to Holy Matrimony? Like, where's he going with this?
I would love it if Andy accidentally got married somehow. If he just walked in. Oh, shoot, I do? Wait a minute. Hold up.
Here's your Russian bride. Why is it always a Russian bride that you can order on the internet?
Because you like the Asians.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Dos vidania.
I do.
Little girl.
Why? But how come on the internet it's always Russian brides that they advertise?
I don't know. Those are the ones they're selling.
Yeah.
Huh, weird.
Finish your
Because
story.
they're the only ones that offer Prime shipping.
Amazon Prime.
I feel like this
Yeah.
is... Wow. All right.
Okay, so I was home with a buddy of mine. I think we had just come home from either junior high or high school. Walked home, hanging out. No one else was there, and there was like a doorbell ring. I was like, all right, who's that? It's like I really hate getting the doorbell because like usually it seems like nowadays usually it's like just like Mormons or someone or Jehovah's Witnesses.
You don't like the Mormons?
The Book of Mormon.
They don't knock at good times.
3 in the morning.
I was like, all right, I bet I'll open it. Open it, lo and behold, it's Mormons. And it's like, all right, I opened the door to this one.
It's vampire rules. You have to invite them in for them to come in.
But okay, so it was like these two ladies, and they were very nice, and like, which so far, I mean, every Mormon I've met, they've been nice.
Yeah, they're great.
Nice,
They're great people.
nice people. But like, but I saw them, and they had like their pamphlet things and whatever, and then I was like, okay, I automatically knew who they were. But like, I'm really not good at being like just no, done.
I'm not either.
Yeah, I
I
can't.
just realized what these were.
Yeah, it's Hamburger Helper. Centerpiece for this evening. Sorry.
Sorry.
Way to be on top.
Those of you not watching, we have friggin' 2 boxes of Hamburger Helper on the table.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's what we had left. Anyway, talk about your
Yeah,
Mormons.
all right. So all right. So they came up very nice and was talking to them, and then they're like, it was like, oh, so what's your name? It's like, oh, so my name's Andy, and like they introduced themselves and everything, and then they ended up giving me like a brochure, like a Mormon Jesus brochure, or like a card, or I think it was like a postcard, or at least kind of looked like one.
Huh.
But anyway,
Postcard from heaven.
They said they were like, all right, goodbye. Said
Signed
goodbye.
God.
Signed, see you in hell.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Winky face.
Tongue sticking out.
Smiley face with tongue.
It was like, but they said goodbye. I was like, all right, see ya. Close the door. Oh, by the way, my buddy who I was hanging out with was just behind me. They couldn't see him from the door, But I remember like looking back at him at some point, and he was just holding his sides, just laughing at me. I was just like, dang it.
Caught!
And all right, so say goodbye. We walk into the kitchen, and then I have like this like island in my kitchen, and like on other side of the kitchen there's like a counter, and so it's like counter, and then there's this little lip because we have like a window kind of area, but there's a lip before that, and it's like not even half a foot tall. So we're there. I'm like leaning on the island, like just looking at like the artwork on the card, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's cool and everything. It's like whatever. And and then I take it like how you throw your like deck of cards.
Oh yeah, my
your
card throwing thing.
Yeah, so I just got the card and I did that, and it was like my best throw ever. Spun through, it was like and stuck perfectly on that lip, right side up, Jesus facing me. Like, I threw it, it didn't wobble, it just went bam. I was like, oh shoot, if I can do magic, I'll become Mormon. Hell yeah.
And all my lights turned off except the one over the card.
Pulls out his phone. Beep, beep, beep. I actually would like to hear about the Church of Jesus Christ.
Excuse me.
Can you guys come back?
Hold on.
But it was just like a moment where it was like, of course it was a religious card. Of course it had Jesus right on the front.
Did you hear a chorus after that?
Yeah, in my head.
Oh.
Yeah, and then like seriously, like 10 seconds later, my parents walk in, and then I tell them, and they're like, "Oh, we just met those Mormon people," and like they were talking to them, and they're like, "Oh, you're Andy's parents," and I was like, "Oh my." It was just weird. It was like, I don't know if that's luck or just I don't know.
There you go. Put your friend out on the table.
Yeah.
For those of you again not watching, we have a Jesus like candle that I actually don't. It's been so long I've forgotten where it came from.
It was a prop for Grant's movie.
Oh yeah, it was a prop for Grant's movie, but now it's a prop for our table.
Yeah, our centerpiece.
It's a nice candle.
It is. Got
Like there.
It's one of those sad Jesus.
Yeah, this is one of the Jesuses where he's like he's mid like being upset. Like,
he's not. No, he's not even that. He's just like over with it. Just like ugh. He's just rolling his eyes. Yeah, he's like he looks kind of like a teenage girl whose parents are yelling at her for texting too much.
Jizz mom.
So yeah, that's Andy's new friend. Andy's now a Mormon. That's how that story ends.
Not gonna lie, I think that would have probably convinced most people.
Some people,
would have been like, "Oh,
this is a sign.
Oh, I gotta repent.
I was not one of those people.
Time to wash the sins away."
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know if it was luck, but there's mine. That's what I got.
It's good. It's good. I like it.